Simon, what were your thoughts on what you saw out there tonight?
I thought we started the game reasonably well. I thought midway through that first half, we were well and truly in an arm wrestle. I thought we got some good field position. We kicked the ball out on the full, play 5, and we defended our own try line for the next 15 minutes. And it certainly took a lot of gas out of us. I think we conceded a try there. I thought at half time we were well and truly in the game. But again, in the second half, they obviously did their homework and they got us on the try line with some barge over tries, which is disappointing. I think they got 3 or 4 of them throughout the game. When late in the game we were out of energy, we made some errors coming out of our own end trying to play catch up, and they scored another couple of tries, which 6 weeks ago we would have held them out. But at the moment we're a wounded footy team, we're a tired footy team with there's not much petrol left in the tank. We've been up for a long time. We've won a lot of must-win games over the last 4 months, and I thought the Wakefield second half took a lot out of us, and coming out of that game we lost 4 or 5 players too. So it's a funny game, rugby league. It's 1 minute you're up and everything's flying, and the next minute you're chasing your tail. But that's how it goes, unfortunately.
Were those 15 minutes where you were camped in your own line in the first half ultimately the undoing of you, despite the fact I think it was considered 1 try in that time? Yeah, well, we did. We only conceded. We held them out. We only conceded 1 try, but all the energy we used up defending our try line plays a huge part. You just can't do it. You can't do it against any opposition, but certainly playing a red hot team like Cass at home, who are finding form at the right time of the year, and in my opinion are as good a chance as any of taking the title out. You just can't do it. We can back our D to the cows come home, but if you want to keep defending your try line for long periods, it's it's impossible. And if it doesn't get you then, it'll get you at the back end of the game, and that's what happened. You mentioned that they've done the homework because they got some barge over tries. Is that something you see as a bit of a weakness in your defence at the minute, or was it just the fact that the energy had gone?
No, we've conceded some there throughout my time here that we need to be better at. Jordan's obviously our fullback. He gets caught there quite often, but guys around him need to be better. He's only a little, whatever he is, 80 odd, 90 kilos, not even. We need to be better there. But they exposed us pretty badly there. But again, we should be better. We should be better than that. We shouldn't be letting 3 or 4 in a game. That's for sure. And there are a number of reasons why that happened. Like I said, it's not all the fullback. Guys around him have got to do better, and it's disappointing that those tries you can't to concede one of those a game is enough, but to have 3 or 4 it's just not good enough.
What do you make of your offensive performance?
Well, we didn't give ourselves a chance. I thought in the first half we had a couple of nice set plays and we looked dangerous. Even coming out of our own end, we split them a couple of times on our left there, right. Our plan there was nothing wrong with our plan, but when we come in at half time, they've had 20 sets and we've had 12. You've worked too hard in that first half, and again before the game I thought we were a team that there wasn't much petrol left in the tank, and to give them so much ball in the first half. And again it was the possession was 50-50 until we kicked it out in the full, and then we just camped in our own 20 defending our try line for the rest of the half. So again it's one kick that had a big bearing on the first half, and inevitably the result.
Just finally from me, you said there's not a lot of petrol left in the tank. Is it mentally where you're drained, physically where you're drained, bit of both where you're drained?
Mentally, obviously physically we've got a lot of guys out at the moment. We've our 2 wingers out, both back rowers, Leroy's out, so we've got quite a few players, Fergie's out. We've got quite a few players out at the moment, but mentally, it's the way the competition's set up. Unfortunately, we're 3 or 4 weeks out after the especially having to win all those games leading into the Super 8s, mentally we were up for a long time, and I guess after the Wakefield game we realised our aspirations of top 4 were gone. I think it's only natural for us to to drop off a little bit, but it still doesn't excuse having a team put 40 on us. That's for sure.
That was Jordan Turner.
Look, I'm not too sure, mate. He's had a hyperextension on his knee. It didn't look great, but again, I wouldn't imagine he'll be playing next week.
You mentioned a few more injuries there.
Jake Wardle just had a head knock. He came back on in the second half. Obviously, Jordan left the field. I'm not too sure if there are any others, just apart from some bumps and bruises. But we should have Miller back next week, and maybe one or two others are a chance of playing next week. But we certainly need all hands on deck for the last two games.
Simon, there's been a lot made about the format of Super League. You've been through it now. What do you make of it in the Super 8s, I guess?
Oh, I think there's a better system, to be honest. I think, the Super 8s, you get to the end of the year and then you've got to go another 8 games. And, especially from our point of view, realistically, we weren't really a chance of, we had to win 6 or 7 games and rely on Warrington to lose 4 to make the top 4. So, I'd much prefer a system where there's, 12 or 13 teams, the bottom team goes down and the top team comes up and you get on with semi-finals. I think it's a lot of footy, it's a lot of games, and I just prefer to see a different format.
But how pleased are you though that your side took it to really the last 3-4 weeks of the season from where you were when you took over?
Yeah, look, it's pleasing, and we can't, no one can take that away from what the group did. Even last week after the Wakefield game, we had enough chances to beat Warrington last week. We had an off night with the boot, and we had a couple of opportunities to sort of nail Warrington, but we weren't quite good enough. So, half a footy against Wakefield, and the second half tonight were our only two really, well, apart from the whole KR game a couple of months ago, apart from those few performances, we've been really, really good for a long time. So, it's not going to go in there and blow the boys' legs off. They've done a bloody good job. It's just, I'm a typical coach. I want to win every game, and when we lose, I don't want to be getting 40 points put on us. But got to look at it from a realistic point of view. The boys are mentally shot. So we just got to make sure we're better for the next 2 games.